Prince of Thieves is not the next one. Gotcha, didn't I? Instead, we have a TV movie also from 1991 with Uma Thurman as Marion, David Morrissey as Little John, and Patrick Bergin in the starring role, who also starred in a Frankenstein production, similar to Rathbone. I was actually kind of excited to watch this one based on the poster alone. I think it's because of that wicked mustache Robin is sporting this time. Flynn's facial hair was alright, but too sparse and well-groomed. But this guy has that rugged handsomeness I would expect from an outlaw. So far, this is the only one I had to pay for, so I expect some extent of quality, John Irvin. Well, luckily for him, yes, quality fun. This movie meant it when it said swashbuckling. Entertainment must be its middle name. No whippy sword fights here. You can almost feel people getting hacked and battered. The political side is here like always, but feels a little like an afterthought. Prince John doesn't show up until the last third, and then he's gone for the rest of it. King Richard doesn't even show up once. It's more about Marion having to marry the other guy, but she doesn't wanna. And he's actually one of the main villains, Sir Miles. And the other villain, sort of, being Baron... I'm not even gonna try. They're both assholes, and the actors do a great job of hamming it up to leave an impression. This version of Robin Hood is also fun to watch. Bergen's performance is full of conviction, with a dash of humor and bravado, and a good amount of charm. At the forefront is his own pride, and the belief that the Normans and Saxons are equal. And the romance is about as good as it was in the Flynn movie. Not a whole lot of time dedicated to it, but I forgave that in the end. For accuracy, I think another 3 out of 5 sounds reasonable. It has about the same amount of changes as the first movie. Entertainment gets a whopping 4, and Swagger gets a 3. Okay, now we can talk about Prince of Thieves. I'm sure you've been itching to see this one. Thank you for your patience. First things first, Kevin Costner's Robin Hood is fine. Better than Richard Todd, but still not as good as Errol Flynn or Patrick Bergin. It's basically Kevin playing Kevin while dressed up in medieval clothes. He's not completely dull, but he could have done better. So I'm going to go ahead and give Swagger a 2.5. For accuracy, Nottingham World only gave it a 2 out of 5. So that also could have been better. Something tells me that there weren't witches in the original folklore, or the book. Whichever one happened first. There's also no mention of Prince John, giving the main villain role to the sheriff only. With that in mind, the sheriff is played by the one and only Alan motherfucking Rickman. I love to hate this guy. He's intimidating, but also a twerp. He can be serious, but he has funny moments, whether he's making a joke or he's the butt of one. Sir Guy is back, too, as the main henchman. But they don't do much with him. He's just another asshole. Also, him and the sheriff are cousins. I don't care either. Dare I say, I thought this movie was more fun than the previous. 1938 in Irvin's Robin Hood played the story straight, but to good effect. 1952's Robin Hood was painfully dull, but Prince of Thieves puts more emphasis on being a good time. So Entertainment gets a whopping 4 out of 5. And next we have Robin Hood by Ridley Scott.